Hi my friend, good to see you. This video is about how do we stay out of our heads. Right, so what happens is that we've been raised and we've been living this life mostly from mental orientation. When we wake up, what we wake up from is actually from our mental orientation, from the mental ideas of I am my thoughts, or I have this identification with what is coming up in my head, right? And when we wake up from that's like a first awakening, because there are many more steps and layers after that, but that's a crucial first insight, one that Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about, like this mind identification. And it's a very beautiful and crucial thing to realize for us. But what do we do to stay out of our heads? Well, first of all, we should try to not believe our thoughts, right? Because thoughts, they can only describe, but they can't be inherent reality. When we talk about a glass of ginger tea, I can say ginger tea all I want, but I can't drink that. Right? The words ginger tea are not drinkable. So words itself are not the thing. Right? So our thoughts about work are not doing work itself or taking action on work. They could be related to that. They could be actually inspired with ideas to go act on. That's beautiful. But thoughts themselves, they don't have any inherent meaning or any inherent reality. They're non-physical in nature. They can bring about physical reality if we invest in them, if we believe in them, etc. So the first thing we want to do when we want to quiet down our mind is to not believe our thoughts. Second of all is we want to try to see if there's something else in life than just mental orientation and thoughts. And yes, there is, right? The body, for example. So feeling the energetics, and the body is actually energy. So feeling the energetics of the body, feeling the beingness of the body being in the space, the body, the feelings inside the body, the feelings of the body on the inside, the feelings of the body on the outside, right? That's another focus point we can play with. That's outside of thoughts in our mind. Another one is how are we feeling? So that's the emotional scape, you could say. How are we feeling right now? Are we feeling positive, neutral? Are we in a bad mood? How are we experiencing the world? What is our reaction to that emotionally? Are we going up and down, or are we in a stable mood the whole day? Our moods and how we're feeling is another one that we can be aware of. And actually, this is something to play with even in meditation, because these three layers are extremely important, and there's conditioning usually in these three layers that we want to dissolve or work with in the awakening process. And what we can start to be aware of is how these feel. So we're not only in our heads, but we're actively aware that we can also rest our attention in the body in the sense of being, and in the emotions and how we're feeling. And all these three layers are all just as important, while most people are continuously focused on the mental scape, our thoughts mostly. So when we start to become aware of these three landscapes, and we can even maybe in meditation start to feel them simultaneously, What can also happen is that we start to notice that they're interacting the whole day. That when the body is doing something, actually we are feeling something as well. Let's say we're active, then we can feel like we can feel very positive. We can feel that we're doing quite well. And then we can have a thought like, I'm so productive, or I'm doing a lot, or I love this activity. So these interactions, when we have, for example, negative thought, it often does something with what we're feeling, and that does something with our energetics in the body as well. We can have stomach ache, we can have heartache, we can have less energy. So these interactions are something to play with, to not only be in our heads. Because for some people, it automatically makes sense to not believe their thoughts and to go into this space where we are just receiving all the senses and the sensations. The silence behind thoughts, we could say. The silence in which everything arises, or the emptiness, or the aliveness, or source. But for other people, that doesn't make sense at all. And it's nicer start to resensitize themselves to everything which they're actually sensing in the moment, which is usually the body, the thoughts and the feelings, and how they're feeling, and what the body is doing, and how the energy is, maybe also responding to other people, and what that does to their energies. And actually everybody can, if they resensitize themselves. And resensitizing yourself has to do with actively wanting to feel, but also creating space in your life to start to feel again. So, for example, starting a meditation practice where we're focusing on experiencing everything. A sort of do-nothing meditation where we just sit and experience whatever comes in or wants to come in. And what you'll notice is that at the beginning you might have a lot of thoughts, a sort of queue of thoughts. But then at some point the queue is done because everything is seen, all the thoughts are seen. And then maybe the feelings come in, or maybe some reconditioning. And then at some point the energies also start to come in. So it's a beautiful process, and it's something to play around with. So much love to you, and thanks for listening and watching. I hope you get a lot out of this. If you have any questions, just let me know. Pop a question in the comments or schedule a free coaching call. Much love. Bye.